Hello, welcome to this short report investigating how we can run reports within the new Brix system. Currently, I have logged into Brix, I have chosen my division, and I am looking at a list of all of the models I have available. If I am to click on any one model, I then get the option to run reports against that model. Alternatively, if I open up a model and I'm looking at its main details or list of developments, again, I can choose to run reports against that model. When I click Run Reports, a new window opens. This sits above my original Brix window, and if I have a big enough screen, I could sit them side by side, or if I have two screens, I could have one window on one screen and the reports window on the other. This gives me benefits in that I can make changes in Brix and see immediately the impact that has on my report. Let's just concentrate on this report window for the time being. We can see we have multiple options that can be used when running reports. Initially, these are all greyed out. These options become available when I select a report that they can be applied to. For example, if I select a cash flow report, the year options then become available to me, and I can choose to run my report for one or multiple years. Let's see the impact of that. I'm going to choose to run this cash flow report for those selected years. Well, what the system will do is it will recognise that I have selected a run for 3 separate years, and it will allow me to either view each report independently for each year, or I could choose to select them all and send them all to printer at once. What I'm going to do for the time being is just view one of these reports. Now my model only has dummy data in it, so we can see there's not too much information being displayed in my report. But I can see clearly how that report would run and be shown on screen. Once I have it shown on screen, I can still choose to print that report if I wish, or I could choose to save it out in a different format. I can also choose the zoom level of the report so that I can see more or less of the report on screen at a time. Once I've finished looking at my report, I can come back and choose to view another one, or go back again and choose to run a different type of report. Again, looking at the options at the top, if I were now to untick the cash flow, the P&L options tab greys out, but if I was to look at a land type report, my land options dates then become available. So in this way, the criteria options are only available depending on the type of report I have selected. I can select multiple types of report at once. For example, I will choose my cash flow, my land sales, and my profit and loss. And again, I will vary those years. I could vary the other dates that are available to me. And this time, when I run reports, any report that needs to be run multiple times, one per year, will be done so. And any other reports based on land that just look at those land dates and run between those dates will run just at once. Again, I can view any of them independently, or choose to select them all and print them all at once. I'm not going to look at these reports just now. I'm just going to jump back into my main report screen. Once I have selected some reports and some options, I can choose to, if I wish, to save this as a favourite. This then becomes available to me at any point in time. And no matter what other options I have selected, by simply recalling my favourite, I immediately get back to all the selections I made. In this way, it's very easy to set up a main board pack whereby all the reports I wish to print are set up, save that as a favourite, and simply recall those options each month and then print off all my reports. Let's again just clear some of these down and concentrate on one of the other reports. So I'm going to leave it on cash flow here, and I'm just going to run my report to screen again. Let's look at 2012-13. We can see here the cash flow report. Now what I am going to do is simply jump back into my Bricks system. And just to make a change to the cash flow, I'm just going to go into my divisional figures, and in 2012-13 I'm going to record some additional cash flow movements. So for example, let's record some other revenue. To make this clear and easy, I'm going to record a large amount of money. Let's say for example PX movements. I'm just going to record a significant amount of money. Let's make it easy to see and save that change. If I were now to jump back to my reports, I can refresh my report and immediately I can see that change coming through into my report. In this way, having both the Bricks window and the reports window open, I can make changes anywhere within Bricks, whether that's divisional figures or within individual phase or development, and immediately come back to my reports, refresh my reports and see the impact that has had. I can also look and drill down into reports. So here on the cash flow, if I look at the columns, you see my cursor will change to a hand. That tells me I have the ability to drill down into that particular row of information and see it in more detail. So for example here, I'm drilling down into other revenue and I can see the large amount of money that I recorded into PX movements. I can very quickly and easily get back to the main report as well by clicking this little arrow here. And again, I'm back looking at my main cash flow report. If I then want to go back to my main report options, it's this button here. Okay, I hope that gives a brief introduction into running reports within the new Bricks system. Thank you for your time.